Hello everyone, this is Sheba Joy. Welcome to my channel Zion Shekinah Official. Zion means God's dwelling place and Shekinah is God's glory. Today we're going to see Proverbs 3. It has verses 35. So what I thought this time is I'm going to read the entire chapter and then on few verses we can ponder and I can talk and also do some um, explaining on those verses. So it's Proverbs 3 1 to 35. Proverbs chapter 3 1 to 35. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart, then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, uh, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with your first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves. As a father, the son he delights in. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her fast will be blessed. By wisdom, the Lord laid the earth's foundations. By understanding, he sets the heavens in place. By his knowledge, the watery depths were divided, and the clouds let drop the dew. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion. They will be life for you, an ornament to grace your neck. Then you will go on your way in safety, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Have no fear of sudden disaster or of the ruin that overtakes the wicked. For the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due. When it is in your power to act, do not say to your neighbor, "Come back tomorrow and I'll give you to you," when you already have it with you. Do not plot harm against your neighbor who lives trustfully near you. Do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done you no harm. Do not envy the violent or choose any of their ways, for the Lord detests the perverse, but takes the upright into his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks proud mockers, but shows favor to the humble and oppressed. The wise inherit honor, but fools get only shame. It has 35 verses, chapter 3, Proverbs, but I think it's all self-explanatory. And some of the verses are really, really important. Like, 7, it says, "Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil." There are 3 commands in that. Not to be wise in our eyes. And we have to fear the Lord. That's number 2. And number 3 is shun evil. So that means that when we do this, when we are, not be wise, because why wise? Because wisdom is from God, and when we seek him, of course he guides us and leads us. But being wise, meaning, who here do not be wise in a sense, like, everybody says be wise, have some wisdom, have some knowledge and all that. But here when the Bible says do not be wise in Proverbs 3, what it means is, what God is saying in his word is that, the serpent, Lucifer also thought that he was really wise. And that's why he thought one day, why should I be like next, after serving God under him? Why can't I be God? Because I also know everything, and most of the things that he does, I know. So he comes and wants to sit on he tries to sit on God's throne. Then he's shoved off. So God is saying, do not have that kind of pride. Do not have that kind of, do not think that you have, be wise like that in your own eyes. Fear the Lord. Why fear the Lord? Because in a fraction of a second, God can do anything. He can turn any wicked person upside down. He can make the wicked person, hold his breath, and then he's gone, she's gone. And in a fraction of a second, he can make the storms come. See, we can see in the stories of Noah and also in the Israelites what happened. Like in no second, in the story of Noah, they thought the rain will never come, it'll never flood the earth, but it did come in a fraction of a second. And all of that race, two-thirds, I think, or maybe three-fourths of the earth was wiped out except Noah's family. And then at Pharaoh's time, at Israelites, when they were crossing the Red Sea, it was sea. They didn't have a road to cross. They didn't have a path there. But God makes a path in a fraction of a second. So that is how he protects the righteous. That is how also he punishes. That is how he punishes the wicked, way when we see in the times of Noah. So that is what he's saying. And honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, with your vats will brim over with new wine. It's in Proverbs 3, 9, 10. Why honor the Lord with your wealth? He is already rich. He is the one who's given, but he wants to see us with the same heart of like giving back to him, heart of being having gratitude towards him. So he's saying that have that, and when you have that, he's saying just see how I will, and the first fruits of your crop. Why? Because when a crop is for the farmers, when they have a new crop, when they have a crop like when they put a new crop is got they is produced, they're very happy about that. Like they want to take it, they want to use it, they want to sell it, they have plans for it, they have kind of like business plan, they have all those things. So he's saying, but then take the first fruits, I mean whatever little portion, like the 1/10, we're commanded to do that. Take that 1/10 and give it to God. And not only just that, if it is a salaried person, take that 1/10, give it to God. And give it to God in a sense, not like giving it to the poor, not like giving it to the needy, or not like giving it to or helping someone. No, not like that. We must take that 1/10 into the house of God, into church, and then we must put it there. And we must honor God with the tithes and with the first fruits. Then he's saying, then your barns will be filled with overflowing. Then he's also giving a promise that when we do that, we'll see plenty of everything. Then about wisdom in chapter 3:15, it says, she is more precious than rubies, nothing you desire can compare with her. See, that means when people have wisdom of God, it's more precious than rubies, it says in the Bible. Why? And nothing we desire can be compared to that. Why? Because it is far more above and beyond good, extremely useful, and extremely important also. Why? Because if a person has wisdom, then they know how to deal with the calamities, how to deal with the good, how to deal with the bad, how to deal with the situations. and how not to go and attack other people, how not to go and disturb other people, how not to go and do all those things. Why? Because when they have the wisdom, then they also will fear the God, because why? Wisdom comes from God. So this is what God is saying, if it is far more precious. But on the other hand, if they don't have wisdom, they can succumb to many other wrong things. They can say, oh, life is will enjoy life just now, and then what happens later, who's going to stay? See, the wicked people's attitude will be like that, or they'll be like, as long as we live, we will live in luxury. But little do they know that in a breath, in a single second, in a minute, anything can happen to them. Any calamity can strike, any death can strike, any disease can strike, any um disaster can strike. Then what? So God is saying that, wisdom, abide in wisdom, because it is far more precious and far more where's that? It's saying nothing you desire can compare with her. See, whatever you desire, maybe anything in the world, but nothing can be compared to that. Because why? In wisdom has long life and riches and honor. And I'm reading in verse 16 and 17, I'm paraphrasing it. Wisdom has long life in her right hand, and then it also has riches and honor, and then its ways are pleasant, and also it is a tree to life who hold on to it, and also it is, and those who take that are also blessed. So wisdom can give many such things. Also, see, and also why? Because God also has wisdom. He is wisdom. And that's why he gave his wisdom to us. If we ask, he does that. See, who's the person who asked in the Bible? King Solomon asked for wisdom. And what does God do? Not only just doesn't he give wisdom, but he also gives riches and honor and everything he needs. So, and in verse 19 it says, by wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundations, by understanding he set the heavens in place. By wisdom, God also is full of wisdom. Jesus is full of wisdom. The Holy Spirit is full of wisdom, and that's why he was able to lay the earth's foundations. Otherwise, see, and also if we go into depth, or I didn't go into depth, but I'm sure, if you have to lay the foundations of any house, we have to see all the demarcations, all the right and left and front and back areas, and how much setbacks we need to leave, how much we're going to how much will be the built area, how much will be the um, leftover area, or how much will be the area that is not going to be built. So all that. But when God is saying that in his wisdom he laid the foundations of the earth, which means he didn't scatter the earth as and how he liked. Because he is full of wisdom, he placed certain seas at this corner. He's placed rivers in the middle of these cities. He made countries which are colder to the other side of the equator, the hotter country close to the equator, the less than hot countries little away from the equator down south. So he placed like that. Why? Because he had the wisdom. And God himself says, because of wisdom I was able to lay the foundations of the earth. How beautiful is that? So there are many things. I think each of you have to read that. It's really nice. And also wisdom, in verse 25 it says, have no fear of sudden disaster or of the ruin that overtakes the wicked. Why no sudden disaster? Why shouldn't we be afraid of any disaster? Why? Because we'll be prepared to face that if we have wisdom. We'll be prepared to confront that if we have wisdom. We'll be prepared not to be perturbed if we have wisdom. But at the same time, the wisdom, and because the wicked do not take wisdom, or do not entertain wisdom or have wisdom, God is saying that all of the ruin that overtakes the wicked, for the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. See, who causes problems? The wicked. But God is saying that because they don't have wisdom, their ruin will overtake them very drastically. And then in verse 28 it says, do not say to your neighbor, come back tomorrow and I'll give to you, when you already have it with you. See, the thing is, a lot of people like to do that. But God is saying, be open, be plain, be clean in your heart. If you want to give, say you will give it. If you don't want to give some things, when people are in need, say you can do that. But be clean, be open, be um, uh, right about that. I mean, be right about your heart. So and then also 30, it's so important, I think. Do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done you no harm. So don't accuse people when they have not done you harm. So many gossipers, in our lives, who are, I face many, some enemies are there in my life. Not, I sometimes don't feel like calling them enemies, because they are really uh, people who have gone astray from doing the right thing in our house, and they've succumbed to a lot of wickedness. But these people's mouths are filled with wickedness and lies and gossips and everything. They're Satan personified. So to such people, he's saying, do not do that. God is saying, do not do that. Because why? 32. For the Lord detests the perverse, but takes the upright into the confidence. Like, if you do all those things, he detests. That means he's not going to be happy with you. He's going to punish you. He's going to take he says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. See, so he's going to avenge the wicked, but takes the upright into confidence. Why? He will help the upright. And he also blesses the home of the righteous. How beautiful that is, how sweet that is from God's side, that when we have wisdom, he's going to give all these things to us. And 33 says, the Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. See, all this is pertaining to, like I said, wisdom is like point A, knowledge is like point, wisdom is like point A in God's sight. Why? Because he is wisdom. And when we have wisdom, we do everything right. But when we don't have wisdom, we do everything wrong. So he's saying, he's giving us the do's and don'ts. And he's also giving us, when we have wisdom, how we should go about doing it. And if we don't do it, what are the repercussions to that? So Proverbs is really good. It has lots and lots to, each verse is like, has lots and lots to ponder and think about those things, and do a in give an insight to your hearts, how what we're doing is right or wrong, or what am I doing to that person, is it right? And ask for God's wisdom, because ultimately that will save your life. And that is what it says here. So thank you for listening, and may the Lord bless this word. Thank you.